Okay, so I'm here with Brady Uranagua. Brady is our one of our main DJs at our Halloween party, and Brady started being involved with this last year. And he's been involved with not only our Halloween party, but a couple of other events that we've done for charity. And so we're honored to have Brady and his amazing talent and his ability to work with the crowd and really understand what it is the crowd likes. And I'm going to let Brady tell a little bit about himself.
Hello everyone. My name is Brady Uranaga. I'm actually from Lima, Peru. Came to Dallas in 2001 after living in the Bahamas for 2.5 years. I actually have been in the entertainment business for a long time. I've ran nightclubs, I've ran restaurants, worked in resorts, and music has always been a hobby and passion for me. And being from South America, I sort of was brought up with 70s, 80s, 90s, I mean, you name it. Then I came to the States. I was introduced to hip hop and R&B and all that stuff. And actually, I design restaurants, hotels, and bars all around the world. But as a hobby, I still love to entertain people by playing music. So that's sort of how we met, through a mutual friend. So yeah, that's.
So last year, Brady, what was the one most memorable moment that you would say from last year's Halloween party?
I think the whole event was very impressive, but honestly, what really makes my day is to see everybody dancing. And not only that, is one moment that I realized that I thought I had the whole crowd by the reins. If I was the driver in the driver's seat on a buggy, I had the horse by its reins. So I think when I saw a couple people jamming a song I was playing, that actually made my night. But the whole event was very cool, and I suggest everyone to show up this year, because I think it'll be better than last year.
You know, I think that, based on we sold out the hotel before October 1st. We've increased the lighting and after or other effects, and the fact that it's our 10th and final, which is kind of amazing, or kind of like hard to believe it's been 10 years. So what advice would you give somebody that is new to coming to the party this year?
My advice is get your tickets early, get a room early, and get ready, because it'll be a badass party. That's my advice.
Well, and when I was since we did sell the hotel before October 1st, I tell the guests that if you want to call the main desk at Aloft, downtown Dallas, 1033 Young Street, and see if a room became available. And if not, the Omni Hotel has put together a package in which you can get a room at the Omni for $169 that evening, and you can go to our Facebook invite, and it's Night of Mischief, 10th and final Halloween party, to find the links. Also, we're only going to sell 1,300 tickets this year. The venue holds a little bit more than 1,300, but because we want it to be just such a fun night for everybody, and make sure that the people that got their tickets in advance and booked their rooms, that they're able to have a good time and it's not too crowded, because we are adding so many after effects, lights and big videos on the wall, and
it's a huge production.
You know what? It is a production. In fact, our production crew checks in the hotel on Thursday at noon this year to do the party for Friday. Our party is Friday, October 30th. What would you say was your most favorite Halloween costume, since you got probably one of the best views from where you are behind the DJ stand and on the stage?
There's so many. There's sexy costumes. There was very interesting costumes. there is very elaborate costumes where there's a lot of makeup, and I know one of your friends does the makeup, and
Jessica Alexis
yeah,
Steele.
she does a great job.
She does an amazing. When I was Tonto 2 years ago, she did my makeup.
You were Tonto.
She does an amazing job. And Jessica can be found on Facebook, as well as if you go to the Facebook invite, you can see Jessica has written her name and number. She does an amazing job for makeup, and you do see a lot of that this year.
Yeah.
So with that party, just you getting probably the best view, and noticing the crowds, how many people do you think, Brady DJs the upstairs portion of it, how many people do you think fit into that room alone?
Man, I saw more than 200, but I know that room, it was dark, and there was a lot of lighting effects that night, so as much as I could see was probably 200, maybe 300, but I couldn't see beyond that just because it was dark, and not a bad thing. It was a great thing because there was a lot of lighting, so who knows? I can't figure it out.
Well, and this year, Michael Jerome, who is another one of our DJs, because we'll have 3 this year, and Brady are going to do a CD and they're going to pass out a CD with Brady on one side and Michael on the other, and they're going to give that to the guests, which will have. Tell us about that CD.
Well, it was all Michael Jerome's idea. He called me up and told me, hey, let's do a mix of your music and a mix of his music, and just about 45 minutes each. So it's just a little teaser of what we're going to play that night. Actually, make sure you go up to Michael and myself that night to try to get a free CD, because I think he's only printing out 200, so he's going to give me 100, and then he's going to have 100. So plus you can find it on his Mix Cloud. He actually attached his mix on the Facebook page.
The Facebook invite? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And yours is on there as well.
I'll do it tonight, but I sent it to him yesterday, so we'll have it. I'll post it up tonight or tomorrow morning. So.
Very cool. Well, that's wonderful. Now, let me tell you, this year, as always, we donate the net proceeds to an individual or an organization. And this year we chose Jane Spiller, which I know that you probably don't, or I assume you don't know Jane on a personal basis, but I know that you've read some of her history and that she's been fighting cancer for the last 7 years and her journey. What would you tell our guests as to how that makes you feel being part of this Halloween party and knowing that we're giving 100% of the net proceeds to Jane?
Look, I've done a lot of Halloween parties, Paris, and giving back is for me is a really cool thing. As a guest, you're not paying to just for someone else. For someone else to have a great vacation, in a couple of weeks. You're going. You're paying an entrance fee, and you're actually helping someone else, helping someone out. So I really think it's a cool deal. That's one of the reasons why I wanted a DJ Year party, and I thought it was a great idea. Last year was for the fireman, and this year is for was it Jane?
Jane Spiller. And last year we raised, after all of our bills were paid, we donated $8,400 to Jeff Patterson, who was the fireman that was burned over 3/4 of his body. And it was such an honor, and that's why everybody gets together and puts their time, their blood, their sweat, their tears, and their laughters into this party every year, is because of the ability to do the bigger picture, which is to be able to donate money to somebody, and especially Jane this year, and how positive she is, and her struggle with cancer, and the fact that, she's had surgery in August. She's not working right now.
Yeah.
She's only gets commission. There's no paycheck, and it's been a scary road for her, and it was just, she's always so upbeat. So it really warms my heart. I know it does yours. I know it does everybody that's involved. It's the thought that we're not only going to have a good time, we're going to come together, have an amazing evening, but give to somebody that we chose as a group to honor. And that's a special thing.
I agree.
So, what would you assume as far as telling a new guest what to wear? Do they have to wear a costume? Should they not? I mean, not everybody does, but why don't you tell us?
I think if you don't wear a costume, you're gonna feel out of place. I mean, or just don't go. I mean, it's not worth going to a Halloween party, and it's like a New Year's party. You know, you don't go to New Year's party and just wear jeans and a t-shirt. You want to dress it up, just like Halloween. I mean, everybody and their mother goes out on Halloween and New Year's, and they, you better get dressed. I mean, that's what Halloween is about, and not only dressing up, but also giving to Jane.
To Jane. Well, I want to say it is such an honor and a privilege to work with you. You're such an amazing person. You have a huge heart. I really enjoyed getting to know you. I know that the group, our Halloween group, has enjoyed working with you and through all of our stuff and everybody being involved. So it's been a pleasure, and I mean, I just cannot thank you enough. And it takes every one of us to make this party successful.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's a good evening. So $25, you can buy your ticket in advance. When we sell 1,300, we're not selling any more. If we sell that in advance, then there won't be any tickets sold at the door. If you don't have a wristband, I'm sorry, you will be asked to leave. $40 at the door if we make it to that point. And we hope that everybody has a great, enjoyable evening, and we can raise so much money to give to Jane, who has warmed all of our hearts, whether we know her or not, just by her positive, upbeat posts on Facebook. It's just, you can't help but walk away and think, wow, when I think I had a bad day or I don't have strength, you look at her posts.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, see you Friday, October 30th.